Hey everyone, today I want to talk about the meta again because it's become quite a hot topic over the last week and a half. Seen a few YouTube videos and Twitch clips popping up, and yesterday I also ended up getting a fair amount of comments on my last video that were complaining about the meta. So I felt like I should talk about it and clear some things up surrounding it. So where is this all coming from? Well, it's coming from our week 1 Savage proc. This is the first time that we got a delay on Savage, which allowed us to go into the fights with bonus gear. And while YoshiP said that they wouldn't be adjusting the DPS check with this extra gear in mind, they certainly did. And this led to what was probably the hardest DPS check that we've had on a week 1 Savage raid in quite some time. And because of this hard DPS check, a lot of week 1 raiders shifted their team compositions to include more of the meta jobs to push their DPS as high as they could, because why wouldn't they? If you going from warrior to gunbreaker allows you to clear the door boss with getting a damage down, then of course people that are looking to clear ASAP would take that advantage. But the problem is that this meta is trickling down to the casual part of the player base where it does not affect those players at all. Looking at week 1, sure, there were team compositions that had a pretty big advantage over others, but it's not like you couldn't play off-meta teams and still be fine. During last week, someone posted this screenshot on my Discord server, and before you say that it's maybe photoshopped, I went onto FFXIV to search for the group, and it is indeed a legitimate screenshot. They have multiple clears of the doorbells with this specific team composition. So this just shows that it is indeed possible. Now, is our job balance good? No, it isn't. For tanks and healers, I think it's fine, but for our DPS role, it's far from it. For tanks and healers, there is about a 200 DPS discrepancy between the highest and lowest rate DPS jobs, but for our DPS, that goes up all the way to 1000, and that's just way too big of a difference. I can understand the argument of melee uptime and positionals, but when I look at our current rate here and also the current state of the jobs, it doesn't warrant that big of a difference that they are currently getting from it. So many bosses have a ginormous hitbox, and for 2 of the fights this tier, positionals are also a non-factor. So while I would still be okay with having our melees and black mage doing slightly more DPS than the rest, I don't want it to be 1000 DPS. Maybe make it closer to like 200 to 400 between the highest and the lowest rate DPS jobs. I feel like that would be okay, as that is about how much DPS difference there is between the tanks and healers. So that's like my 2 cents about our current job balance. Tanks and healers are fine in my opinion, but our DPS should be brought a lot closer than they are right now. So how does this affect you, or the majority that is watching this video at least, because I know that some of you probably tried for a week 1 clear. But for everyone that didn't, this meta discussion shouldn't be something that you have to worry about. During week 1, playing a meta team comp made the DPS check more lenient, but as I showed in the screenshot before, it was still possible to clear the fight with a non-meta team. It would just be a lot harder. But now that week 1 has passed and people are starting to get more gear from a second round of Savage clears, another round of Tomestones as well, playing the meta has already become much more irrelevant when looking towards getting a clear, and the more weeks pass, the more irrelevant it will become. So if you're a mid-core or a casual player, then please don't stop playing the job that you want to play just because a streamer said that it's a bad job now. Every job in the game has cleared the final fight at this point, so just play what you want to play. If you take anything away from this video, then please let it be that. And hopefully by the time that we get our next raid release, job balance will have been made better than it is right now. And that's everything that I wanted to say, so I want to thank you for watching, I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.